So welcome to Challenge the Road and the Rolls Royce Wraith Inspired by music. Now, I've always wanted a Rolls Royce, and people that know me always talk about Rolls Royce quality, Rolls Royce standard in our businesses, in anything we do. And yeah, it's pretty special to actually have one now, because the Wraith was the one I sort of always wanted. I actually test drove a Ghost once, the 4-door, and it didn't quite do it for me. I'm not the sort of person who wants to sit in the back, and two, I love driving, so the Wraith was always going to be the one. And I remember these cars at launch, there must have been about 2015, these were launched as a special commission car. So there was 9 cars, and they were made for musicians. So the Who, Roger Daltrey had 2 that were made for him. One of them went to a charity auction for the Teenage Cancer Trust, and part of the car's money was donated. So it was a really thing that struck me back then, and I think these cars were delivered in about 2016, 2017. And I love the look of them, and all about the Wraith. I just feel it's got a fantastic presence. So there was 9 one-off cars made, and inspired by music was around the stereo, the inside, and on the Who's car, Shirley Bassey, the Kinks car, that all these cars had special things. So they had a lot of writing in the headrests, maybe some different bonnets, and they were a fantastic one-off car. But also Rolls-Royce gave you the ability to buy an inspired by music car with this brown copper paint, with the sound system. So this car would have been about 300,000, maybe a little bit more, back in 2016. And we managed to purchase the car for around 140,000 now, and it's done 30,000 miles. So when, as normal, I'm looking at cars at investment or trying not to lose too much money. So I was thinking that these cars are be coming out of London because of the congestion charge and everything going electric, and I would be able to get into one. And obviously I've waited that bit of time, and now I've got one, and I'm absolutely really enjoying having this car. I thought it might be too big, whatever, but it does feel really nice. So let's go into inspired by music and what that means in this car. So I say the option of inspired by music, the brown copper paint, the inside, the stereo was around 40 to 50,000 pound option. It's got the starlight roof as well, which I'll show you in a bit. But basically, for me, I love music in a car. That's the key to me. When I was younger, all I'd spend my money on is speakers, tweeters, subwoofers, Alpine stereos. Anyone who's in that era and know, you went to, for me, like Tunbridge Wells, where you go to Road Radio, you get your Alpine stereo, you put tweeters big, and you open the windows and you play your music. And that was what I did from 18 to 30. Now, this has got apparently the best stereo system in the world. And how they developed that was by making it like live music from the O2. So that was the aim, that was the brief. So you've got 18 channels, so 18 speakers. I think there's 7 tweeters, 7 mids, 2 subwoofers, 2 in the ceiling speakers. And that's going to give you this amazing surround sound. But also what they've done is they use copper wood for the insulation in the car, because they were the best conductors of noise and sound and giving you this amazing like theatre experience. Obviously I can't turn it on at the moment because I've got big copyrights on everything on YouTube and stuff, but from a visually, I didn't see the car before I bought it. I bought the car online and I wasn't sure how it would look with the brown copper paint, and I'd seen the pictures. But I tell you now, this car is absolutely on the button. From the look outside, it looks black, keeps the sun. Once it hits that, you get the copper and the fleck and the metallic, and it looks stunning, absolutely stunning. I'm really pleased. Inside, it's a masterpiece. The copper, the way they've done the copper on the speakers, the wood, it's just absolutely first class. It couldn't be any better. So to buy the car blind and then be in it, I'm really happy, because I was having some sleepless nights thinking, oh, have I made the right decision? A brown car, brown interior, and you always have that feeling, is it going to look right? But they assured me that it looked fantastic, and it does everywhere. So let's just go through some of the main features as well on this car, because they come out about, I think, 228, and then obviously people add 60-70k of options, one of them being the £50,000 stereo. But it's got the starlight roof, which I really wanted, and I've seen them before, and I've always thought, oh, I'd love that car with that starlight roof. So all you do up here, you press the button. I don't know if you'll see that on the camera, but it's there, and then you can light, and you can put them brighter, or you can sort of dull them down a bit like a normal light. But I'll tell you what, you think it's a gimmick, but it's not. It actually looks amazing in here. I really enjoy using it, even though I've only had it for a few weeks. But it's just fun. The other thing is the badge on the front, you know, being able to just press the remote and it goes up and down. I know it's a bit childish really, but I like that. This one's had a few little options and little extras. He's turned it into like a black badge. So the black badge is sort of the top of the range Wraith, and this one has had the black on the front, so the front grille is black, some of the side blades, the exhaust, and all the bits visually. I don't think there's anything on the suspension been done, but everything to look like a black badge, and it really does look good. And I think the reason I like it so much is because on the original cars they were all sort of a stainless finish, and I think the black and the black looks really good. So it's emulating a black badge, but it's an inspired by music car, which to me makes it a really nice one-off. So the next Wraith is the Spectra, and that is being launched by Rolls Royce in sort of 2024. The order books are full on Wraiths now till 23. But obviously it'll be all electric, and the range is going to be just under 300 miles, which if you've watched my previous videos, you know 300 miles is more like 240. So I'm not overly convinced. I'm not convinced on the electric car thing until you get sort of 500 miles, and I reckon half an hour charge time, and we're just not there at the moment. So for me, this is a good deal. If it's, you know, around 140k, I expect the new car will be 350 to 400, maybe 450. You're in for a third of the price. And actually, it's not actually that bad on fuel, because you don't really drive it that hard. You sort of cruise along. The big thing I'm finding in this car is that if you're going to go to electric, one thing we have found is that it is lovely having hardly any noise. But there's hardly any noise in this car. It's a 6.6 V12 twin turbo, 600 horsepower, and listen, it's fantastic. There's no noise at all. So by going electric, I don't know what the gain is, obviously, apart from it being an electric car, which we know, but it is so quiet and it's lovely in here. I mean, I wish I could just play the music for you as well, but what a place to be. And you think for the money, so, you know, these electric cars are a lot of money. Porsche Taycans, 120, 140. You're in that sort of money, you know, and you're just in like the best of the best. And it feels good being in here. It feels nice. The only problem I've got is my children don't want me to pick them up in this. They'd rather be in the van because it's higher up, which is fair enough. I said, Dad, you're just going to embarrass us being in that car. But it does feel good, and it feels nice as a sort of special events car. So what's different on a Rolls? Well, you have this power reserve, so you don't have a rev counter. It starts at 100 and then you use it down to 0. So if we try that, so we've got, you know, 600 horsepower, a huge amount of torque. Let's just go and see what. Cool, Jesus. Yeah, you got plenty of power there. Plenty of power, and I actually really like it to drive. I feel it's quite, I expect with the black badge, with the suspension done, it'll feel a bit more nimble maybe, but this does feel really good. And there is some different heights on the suspension that I haven't really played around with. Lots of little gadgets and tech on here, but I think I could probably do another video just on the tech. Like if I can get these speakers on, show you that. It's got night vision as well here, another big option, the 360 camera. So there's a lot of lovely options on here. More I'm going to find over time. I mean, I haven't used the night vision yet. I need to get that working. And also, you know, sitting in the back. I mean, I haven't really done a drive in the back, but it is really nice in there. There does seem to be quite a bit of room, which I thought might be compromised. The boot is massive on this car, really big. So I'll talk a little bit about some future videos I'm going to do. At the moment, I'm trying to have the perfect 5-car garage. And I had the Range Rover, which was, I think, one of my first ever Range Rovers, and I thought that was amazing. Actually, I had the hybrid one. I paid 40 grand. I sold it for, I think, for 44, and I'd done 25,000 miles because I didn't lose any money, and that was about 120 grand new. And I enjoyed that, and I thought, so if you have to have a top 5-car garage and you have to have one luxury car, you probably think the Range Rover. And then I thought, well, if you had a new Range Rover now, it's probably, say, 130, 140 grand. So if you could have a Rolls Royce Wraith, and would the Wraith be a better luxury car? Maybe. I know it's not as big inside, and maybe is the Range Rover better? Maybe it does more stuff. But for me, because this 5-car garage will have another car which will do a lot of what the Range Rover will do, you probably won't guess what it is, but I think this is one of the best luxury cars. And you imagine turning up in this. And if I put a personal plate, I mean, the plate's not great at the moment. If you see it on the pictures when Dan does it, I think it. I have to say to my daughters that it actually says shot instead of something else, but you'll probably see that on there. But no, I think never. I say I had that little ride in a Ghost to now being a Wraith. I think this is just a fantastic car. I'm going to really enjoy it, and enjoy just going out in the evenings. I mean, a lot of my thinking is done just driving along, listening to music. So I thought, if I can drive along in this with the best stereo in the world, I improve as a person, I make better decisions. So that's my plan. I'd love to go out in the evening, just go for a drive, which I have done already, and just enjoy it all. And it's so quiet and peaceful, and it just sort of relaxes the end of your day. So let's just wrap this up. Rolls Royce Wraith, inspired by music. I think it's a fantastic car, and if another one come up and you have the opportunity, I think at this type of money it's a fantastic buy. Thank you to McLaren London for selling me the car. We had a great experience with them. These come with Providence pack, which means I've got a free warranty and servicing. So they've done the service, and it's still got I think 18 months left, so I've still got lots on that, and I can renew that warranty. I think it's about £3,000 a year, and then I get the service and all the warranty parts on the car. Yeah, so I'll wrap up there, but it's been fantastic. I'm going to do more videos on this car. I just want to really enjoy it now, and I hope to see you soon.